Finally today, when an employee reaches 40 years of service, it stands out. When a volunteer does it, it stands out even more. Danica Peterson has the story of one Blaine Police Reserve officer who hit that milestone.
Tim Sison is the longest-serving Blaine Police Reserve officer. When he was looking to get involved decades ago, Blaine was one of the few departments that took on volunteer reserve officers younger than 21 years old.
Public service has always been really important to me. So whenever I can help, I want to help.
And through his years of service, he's learned a thing or two. One of the most important, he says, is how to direct traffic at big events.
And it seems kind of foolish when you first start doing it, because you think, well, geez, everybody knows this means stop. This means really stop. So little things like that, it makes a difference.
Sison has been around so long, he even trained in Captain Matt Carlson, the officer who now leads the reserve unit.
When I was a reserve, just learning the ropes, I was assigned to work with Tim at the 4th of July parade. And we got to work an intersection together, and he was showing me how to conduct traffic direction. And that might seem like a pretty straightforward and easy process for people who don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But he was very patient with me, and he showed me how to be very clear and with my hand motions.
Sison has been volunteering as a reserve officer for 40 years and has the most volunteer hours on record ever in the Blaine Police Department.
It's almost unfathomable for us to think someone has dedicated 40 years of their life to serving our community in a volunteer capacity, which is truly amazing.
Chief Padani and the rest of the department honored Sison for this milestone at this week's City Council meeting.
So we're here tonight to recognize Tim Sison serving this community for 40 years. So not only does he have the most longevity of anybody here, but he also continues to amass the most volunteer hours contributed every year. Over the course of the last 40 years, he has given thousands of hours of his time as a volunteer in service to our community. We get in it because we want to try to give back. We want to try to help people when they're maybe at their worst. And to do that in a volunteer capacity is what's so admirable, because you're doing that and you're not making a living doing it. You're doing it truly for the right reasons. There is no ulterior motive.
He was honored with a plaque recognizing his service, as well as a thank you card signed by every officer in the department.
I honestly don't know that I'm really worthy of that, but words can't explain how I feel. There's such joy and appreciation. I'll live with this for the rest of my days.
I just can't thank him enough for everything he's done for our community, for our department, for me personally even as well. Because if I'm ever having a bad day and I talk to Tim or I just see him around, it just helps put things in perspective that this is what it's about and this is why we're doing this.
For North Metro TV News, Danica Peterson reporting.
Sison says he's not going anywhere and plans to keep serving as a volunteer reserve officer with the city.